Alright, Dan.
Dan.
Do it with Stan's.
Do it with Dan.
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 Do it with Dan. Do it with Dan.
Do it with Dan. Do it with Dan.
Do it with Dan.
Do it with Dan. Dan.
Let's just do it with Dan. You're doing it with me.
La 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 la. Da 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 da, like a big pizza pie, that's amore. I'm trying to seduce my YouTube viewers. I'm just having a really hard time. Going way too fucking fast. Slow down. It's a 35. This dude was like fucking doing 60 around that corner. It's just that one corner, man. That corner is like Death Valley every day. Gokumitsu, here's my impression of your voice. I'm gonna see if I can do it right. And I'm not trying to make fun of you. I'm not. I just like doing impersonations of people. I don't know why. Everything's really weird right now. I'm just having a really hard time. For real though, dude, I feel bad that you got your bike got stolen and your fucking cat died. That does suck. But on the cool news, you got some cool fan letter stickers. You guys don't know who I'm talking about. It's the same dude who made all the fucking awesome Halo helmets and shit while you're riding a motorcycle. Click in the description if you want to check him out. He's a cool dude. It's just it's really hard. Motherfucker looks like Ryan Reynolds on steroids, I promise you. Dude, it's kind of nipply out today. It's a little chilly. Certainly chilled right now. I am the cold. Oh shit, I have EBOLA! Alpha Team Bravo Delta Gamma, give up! I'm so sick of this EBOLA shit, man. I'll be honest. Rumors about the shit spreads way easier than the virus itself. Let me tell you guys something. You should really own a bike if you don't own a motorcycle. And I'm not saying like, how come everyone just doesn't go out and buy a bike? I know things are different for everyone. Not everyone has the same goals as everyone else. And not everyone has fucking money to go out and just purchase a motorcycle. But not only is it a great hobby to get into, it's a fucking sweet form of transportation. I mean, like, after you get past the weathery bits, you know, like, it's cold right now, but that could have been prevented if I had just worn a better jacket or if I waited a little bit later in the day to go out, even though I have class. So, a better jacket, check. It's a great way of transportation if you think about it. Way better gas mileage. I get about 50 miles per gallon on the bike if I'm not juicing it, you know, if I'm like being really calm with it. You have great economy, right? Lower emissions. You don't have to follow the same rules and regulations as cars do. And they're also quicker. They're easier to manage, you know. You can kind of fit in spots that no one else can, and your parking's a little bit easier usually. You trade all these things for safety by buying a motorcycle, right? But the thing is realistically speaking, motorcycles aren't dangerous. People are fucking dangerous. It's the same thing with guns, you know? It's like guns don't kill people, people kill people. So you have to kind of take that into account, you know? Like, I'm just not gonna walk around the ghetto with a bunch of money and be like, look at me, because I'll probably get shot and stuff. And I'm not gonna start wheeling in between traffic and weaving in and out of traffic at 190 miles an hour anymore, because that's dangerous too. It's the same concept, you take and you give. Honestly, buying a motorcycle is pretty responsible if you think about it overall. For the economy, for your wallet, because motorcycles, even the most expensive motorcycle is still cheaper than like an average car. I think what's a Nissan Altima is like 26,000 or something like that. If you get the 6-cylinder. I'm sure they're a little bit cheaper if you get the 4-cylinder, maybe like 20,000, 19,000. But usually for like a brand new 2014 motorcycle, you're looking at $14,000. And if you want to buy a brand new 2014 Kawasaki ZX-10R, actually every bike I've ever owned has been under $4,000, 2 of which I've purchased for $2,000. My very first motorcycle was $300. It took me $50 to get it running, and it was rideable everywhere. I'm not even going to talk about scooters. My buddy just bought a running scooter for $145. And it runs, it's drivable, and he can use it to get back and forth between work, and it's still gonna get like 100 miles to the gallon. It weighs 8 pounds. Motorcycles and anything on two wheels in general is just, it's sensible. People think it's a little dangerous, and it kind of is, but I mean, don't do shit like this. And then you won't have a problem. If you don't do shit like that, you'll be better off. Time to go put $12 worth of premium in here and be good for another 200 miles. If I were to run regular gas, which you can, it's just that you don't want to because it's a machine that spins anywhere between 14 to 16,000 RPM. You should only feed it the finest fuel you can get your hands on. So I always put 93 octane in my motorcycle just because it runs better. You get a little bit more horsepower out of it, and your gas mileage is better. It burns a little bit cleaner. You don't have to worry about the pre-spark ignition. All right, I'm gonna do this like a baller. I need to turn left. I'm gonna call that number and be like, hey, who's driving this fucking Silverado, huh? They're gonna get like, what's wrong, sir? I'm like, he's a good fucking driver right now. He is being such a good fucking driver. You just don't understand. You should promote this motherfucker because he's driving so fucking good. All right, so you get to be a baller when you're on a bike too. So I'm gonna do this. All right, so I needed to turn left, right? But left light went red before I could get to it. So, baller status. Lol, everybody bad, bro. See, if you were to just drive normal on a motorcycle, the risks of you getting in an accident are generally lessened. But here's another thing, right? This is gonna be crazy. Studies have shown that when you drive kind of like an asshole, when you drive aggressively, you're so much more alert of your surroundings, and your chances actually drop a little bit of getting in an accident. And then there's the people who drive at 170 miles an hour in between cars, and your chance of dying are yes. So, I mean, if you just stay alert, drive sensibly, and don't hit the car in front of you, you'll be all right. Make sure you get your brakes fucking checked. Not to mention that they're cheaper to maintain too. I mean, like, you gotta lube the chain every now and again. That's $6 a bottle. Go, please. Well, maybe 12 if you buy the really nice stuff, and then you gotta change the oil sometimes. But really, I always use the wet clutch, which you're supposed to use. Use wet clutch because the motorcycles are a wet clutch system. I always use full synthetic wet clutch oil, which means that technically the bike's good for like 12,000, 15,000 miles. Is it true? Also cool. Like, oh no, I've missed my motorcycle parking spot. It's all the way over here. Just drive in between the fucking cars. And you've got yourself your own fucking parking. Look at that. The perks of driving a motorcycle are phenomenal. Get off your phone. Fucking stupid. I hate you.